Yo, 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 welcome back to White Dads Can't Jump, here with the main man, Chad. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am great tonight. Um, what is new in your world?
Well, funny you should ask. So over the weekend, my kid's been really into Ninja Warrior, and
Okay.
so I watch Ninja Warrior all the time, and I think to myself, I can do that. I can't make it through the entire course, but I can do each individual obstacle. At least what I thought before Saturday, and
Uh-huh.
then on Saturday I get there, and I quickly realize that I can do almost none of it. Like almost literally none of the obstacles.
You
Like
realize
it
how
was
impressive those people are.
Oh my God, there were some kids there doing it, and they're just like flying through the airs, flying through the air. It was insane watching them transition from things because I had just tried doing what they were doing, and I couldn't do it. And
Well,
they
they
just did
have
it
no
like it
fear.
wasn't. No, that's what it is. Because even if you're up like 6 feet off the ground, it's a little nerve wracking because you got to fall that 6 feet when you don't make it.
Right.
And it was and they were just literally flying through the air. And my wife said, it's funny because they were like high school kids in there, and I was talking to them about school and whatnot because I don't even know how that happened. But anyway, she said, what's funny is that you would see that girl in your class, and she would say, "I do Ninja Warrior," and then you would say, "Oh, I can beat you at that," and I'd say, "Of course I could," and then I would go to the course and get trashed. So maybe I need to be a little more mindful about what I
Okay.
challenge people on.
Well, I'm. It's interesting that you say Ninja Warrior. I actually had my own Ninja Warrior experience. It happened in my driveway. So my wife had we had some friends over, and no good deed goes unpunished. They had left something, so my wife drives to meet them at the front of the neighborhood, so that it's less distance for them to drive. And on her way back, she gets something in her tire.
Mm.
So the car goes in to the drive. Yeah, she left it in the driveway because the sensor went off and it said low tire pressure. She came in and told me. I said, "We'll still look at it in the morning." Just dead flat in the morning. Okay, if we're going to go out here and change this tire, that being our now Ninja Warrior course,
Yeah, for
then
sure.
the kids are coming with me for multiple reasons. One, I'm not going to sweat alone. Two is it's going to be a learning experience. So we go
It's like
out
A
there.
Christmas Story.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we go out there, and I show them the ropes. I'm like, "All right, this is how we get this thing. You spin that. All right, looking good. This is what a tire iron looks like. All right, bingo, tire comes off. Roll the donut tire up there. Put it on. Bring the car down." And as the car is coming down, so is the donut tire because
Oh,
it has zero air.
do you have an air
Okay, Dad,
compressor?
what do we do now? Can we just drive Mom's car? Nope. Now we've got to put both of these tires in Dad's car, take them over to, get them fixed, and then we'll come back. So I too felt like I was on Ninja Warrior.
You probably
Uh,
sweat more than I did.
I can promise you there was some of that happening by everybody involved. Um,
Now, the one positive of the Ninja Warrior was it was next to a Lamborghini dealership, so that was fun.
oh,
I told
that's
my wife, I said, "Oh, we should have told the people we were getting our car repaired, so we just hopped over here for the hour."
we just came over. I'll tell you something while you're doing Ninja Warrior type games, there's nothing more helpful than people who are not participating throwing in their editorial commentary on how it should be done.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I was a
that's
little nervous because
super helpful.
the kids started showing me how to do things, and they were like, "Oh, just do this," and I said, "Also, be 20 years younger," because that would have been
Right.
really helpful for me to transition from one ledge to the next.
I know you kids don't believe me, but that is literally physically impossible for me.
Right. Yeah, my
So,
body doesn't do that. And the other thing is that when I was on some of the obstacles, the mats beneath me were literally at my knees. Like I couldn't do them because I would have had to lift my body up so high because the people that do these things are like 5'2".
right, yeah. All right. Literally little people.
Right. Yeah. Like
Well,
you're a chocolate factory.
I think something that you and I were talking about earlier, this ties back to, and that is we were talking about the Ford versus Ferrari challenge because that was like Ninja Games, an unbelievable feat of strength, money, stubbornness,
Yeah.
and sheer
Engineering.
tenacity. Engineering, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
it's interesting because obviously that made into a movie, the Ford versus Ferrari, of Carroll Shelby trying to take on Ferrari with his Ford and then turn into the Cobra eventually. But or I guess he had the Cobra and then turned it into the Le Mans car. But anyway, I actually saw, I think at the Lake Mirror Classic, one of the big car shows downtown, I think they had one of the cars one year from that they built.
One of the actual
one of the
ones.
Fords, yeah. I believe that was there. One of the GTs, yeah.
What I like about the story is that it comes down to just two bulls rubbing against each other. Enzo Ferrari was not making as much money, and so was needing to make a move with the Ferrari company itself. And so they were in need of a little bit of cash. And Henry Ford, for sheer hubris, wanted to get into the prestigious racing event. Mm-hmm. And specifically, as far as Ferrari is concerned, that was the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And so Henry Ford II made the offer to Enzo and said, hey, let me buy your company. And by the end of it, originally Enzo accepts the offer for $10 million at the time. So like $10 million in the 60s, which obviously is just huge money.
Yeah.
I mean, not Gilded Age. I know some of us are watching Gilded Age right now, so not that much money, but still really good money. $10 million. And eventually, Enzo accepts the offer, but eventually, again, the bulls rub up against each other, and Enzo says, your company's ugly and you're fat, to Henry Ford II. And that was the firing of the gun. We were off to the races.
There it is. It's kind of like how Trump became president.
I'm going to come down in Golden Elevator. You're going to laugh at me, and then I'm going to go do it because you laughed at me.
Right. Because in the movie, obviously, you don't really know how accurate it is. But to that point, like, you make the wrong people mad. They bring in the best people that they know, and then they compete against you. And then a legacy is built. Because you look at Shelby is a huge name in the industry. And
yeah, no doubt.
Perhaps without that situation, does it get as big as it has become?
Right. And I mean, I think we should unpack the Shelby situation a little bit further. But I mean, this is by far not a unique situation throughout history. I mean, the parallels are all over the place. So we as Americans absolutely later in that same decade absolutely killed ourselves to put a man on the moon.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I ask you, for what purpose? Have we been back?
Not yet.
Did we set up a strategic military base on the moon that I'm unaware of?
Not that they told us about.
Right. So, we can talk about Gates and Jobs, and throughout history, there's tons of great examples of this. But it is amazing that it just comes down to hubris and ego at certain points. And what I like about it is the absolute conviction of somebody to say, we are going to force this into existence. It does not exist today, but we're going to go find the right team to do it. We're going to throw as much money as it takes, and we are going to force this thing to happen.
Right. What's crazy, too, because you kind of mentioned with the space program too, like all these test pilots or test drivers, like they're literally out there to figure out what's wrong with these things,
right,
and then report back. And your life is on the line because you're going on a car, you're going 150, 60 miles an hour around a track, and you're just trying to figure it out. And you come back, you say, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this. And then they do it. And then you go back out and try it again with no understanding of if you're right or wrong until you make the turn or you don't.
Yeah.
Or you land the plane or you don't. It's like
whatever the case may be.
Right.
And on that note, what's super interesting is, so eventually, so Ken Miles was the guy that developed, Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby developed, obviously, the car that ended up winning. Mm-hmm. Those two guys wanted to win the race just to absolutely, they're like, you want us to build this car, you want it to be the best car, let's go ahead and go out there and just pound it to them. But the Ford executives, being the money men that they were, said to them they wanted a marketing victory. Right. So they had Miles, who clearly deserved the win. They made him slow down so that Ford could stage a PR-friendly, first, second, third as the cars were
Yeah.
coming across to show the dominance. Because if you take a picture with nobody else in it,
Right.
it doesn't have the same context.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean, again,
ridiculous.
that's just
Maybe it's karma
crazy.
that Ford's not part of the racing industry anymore. Because when you look at the big names, especially in F1, obviously Ford's not involved in that conversation. Ferrari still is.
And so that's our parallel of good news. We went to the moon, and then
right,
we didn't go.
What
again.
did you get? Right, and then you look at the sports car industry, like Shelby obviously carried on, and again Ford. Where did Ford go? Their best Mustangs were Shelby overlays, anyway.
So when it comes to power cars here, any year throughout history, any make, any model, any supercar, what is your go-to here?
You know, when I was a kid,
like
obviously
answer.
being a kid of an '80s, it was the Lamborghini Countach. Like that was the car of cars. Like everyone had that with the Lambo doors and the wing on the back. And
I love. Okay, let me pause you there. I love the Jeremy Clarkson's Farm show. Did you watch that?
I did not.
Okay, in that
I
show,
watched all the other things, Grand Tour and Top Gear.
Oh yeah, in that show, he gets a Lamborghini and he is driving the boy. I mean, he's like 20 something, the young guy who is doing the farming with him, quote unquote, who's really doing all the farming, and they are going to. The farming Oscars, no joke. It is an award ceremony that they have for UK farmers every year.
Might watch that in the actual Oscars nowadays.
Well, that's true. And so Jeremy Clarkson says to this kid, he goes, "You like this car?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "When you need the most absurd, ridiculous sports car there is, Lamborghini is the only spot to go to." And I'm like, that is completely true.
The new ones, I don't even think I could physically fit in it.
They're tiny.
I mean, they're so low. They had one again at that car show downtown.
Did you get in it?
No, they don't let people in it. But it's so low. I mean, the GT40, like the Ford GT40, was called that because it was 40. Like that was the height of the car. Like,
you didn't just tell them that yours was in the shop.
They're like, "Oh, hey, yeah, here's my account."
I get mine serviced in Orlando.
Yeah, it's next to the American Ninja Warrior. Are you familiar?
You should try
it. Yeah, I am. You know, I go back and forth in so many cars of what I want. Like, if I had unlimited money, I would have to do one of those car rental services where you just get a new car every month.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because there's no way I could. Because it's like 1 month I would see a Porsche or a Porsche, sorry, and I would be, I need it, and then I would see a nice bet, and I would want that. So it's just really, I don't know if I could ever buy a sports car because I would tire of it so quickly and then want another one.
See, I know that you, back in the day, were a Corvette collector.
Yeah, you could. I mean, literally, I had 2 of them at one time. It was pretty. That's what happens when you pay $500 a month for all your living expenses when you have no children.
Enjoy your youth. Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, I had the 78 two-tone silver 25th anniversary as my whatever car. Like
just sort of daily driver.
Yeah, with the 8-track player. It was all original. It was really nice. I quite liked it. And then I had my daily driver was an 04 red Corvette. And it was probably 2012-ish this was going on. So it was an older car, like the new generation had come out, so I didn't pay a ton for it. But I mean, I was paying for 2 Corvettes like $400 a month back then, because the one I bought outright and then the other one I paid on. So it was like, yeah, why not? What was beautiful about it, because in my living situation at the time, it was me, my wife, who we weren't married yet, and then our friend Travis's house. So we would always go out to dinner together, and I'd never have to drive because I had a 2-seater. So not my turn, suckers.
Sometimes things just work out.
Yeah, it was good times. Yeah. But my dream car of all time is the General Lee.
Oh.
Or the Dukes Hazzard. Like, that would be the one that would be unlimited cash flow. Now, there was a period of time where you'd have to be a little careful about where you drive that with the Confederate flag on the rooftop, but I feel like we've made it past that.
Would you master the slide across?
You know, it depends. Yes, but it would have to be with very certain clothing because you don't want to risk
Yeah, it couldn't be with the Levi's with the copper.
slide and cross. Yeah, the
Yeah,
ones they did it in, they were that's not an option.
that's Hollywood.
Yeah, you can't do that. And they had like 200 of those cars, so they could just blow them up on the spot. But yeah, that would be my go-to if I could get one.
Absolutely. I think I would go classic Enzo Ferrari. I've driven around in a Ferrari before, and specifically the Enzo. I like that. I'm not sure I would fit in an Enzo anymore, to the point you were making earlier, for a slightly different dimensional reason.
But
But
you're not short either.
right, well, that's true too. But those are fun cars. I the Not to say that a Ferrari isn't loud, meaning, as far as making a statement, but again, it's not a Lamborghini. Like, a Lamborghini is just over the top too much.
Yeah, because your Ferraris are more of a touring car. Like there's
Right.
more comforts and it's more of a GT. The Lambo is just like, I am going to be as obnoxious as possible
Yep.
because I can't imagine there's any visibility out of that thing. You can't see out the back. There's no way you can see anything.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I've been to at International Plaza. If you go up there at any given time, someone's got one in the valet that
Oh
you
yeah.
can walk past and see them, and they're just so small, it's crazy. Or on Facebook Marketplace, people are selling them like crazy on Facebook Marketplace too.
Yeah.
You can get out of a used one.
Now, okay, but is any of that real? I mean, I know on Facebook, I think on like all those car ads on Facebook Marketplace, I just like never believe any of those.
I don't know. I would assume not. I mean, a lot of them are dealers that just come across that they look like
Yeah.
private owners. They'll be like, "Let me know. We'll make a deal. We finance." So I assume it's not somebody down the street that's selling their Lambo out of their garage.
Well, needless to say, Henry Ford II had the money, and he made the whole thing happen. And I did see the movie. It was an amazing movie. I thought that Matt Damon did a great job, and Christian Bale is always a give it all he's got kind of guy.
True chameleon.
True chameleon. Yeah,
That guy, he does everything.
absolutely.
It's funny because in that movie he plays. I don't know where is he from in
Texas.
the movie because he's got an accent.
Yeah, he's from Texas.
And he's played that role. Obviously, he's played Batman. He's been in that one was a machinist where he weighed like 120 pounds. He was an American Psycho. Like, he's got a crazy range.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to cut a few LBs. I'm gonna have to call him and get a few tips. He seems to have it mastered.
Yeah, no doubt. He could fit in a Lamborghini probably. Well, he drives one in the Dark Knight. I think that's his day car.
Speaking of the Dark Knight, when we were having our Taylor Swift conversation last week, I think that we failed to bring up the fact that your main man, Joe Burrow, actually bought the Dark Knight's car, but never accepted delivery because his house got robbed.
Yeah.
So if Joe Burrow owned the Batmobile, would your opinion of him go up or down?
Obviously up. Well, because the one he bought was a tumbler from the Dark Knight series. It's like the tank version.
Yeah.
Car. So like
that was completely
that's
drivable.
Awesome. It's got the four tires in the back and the jet engine in the back. Yeah, it's weird because you'd think being robbed would make him want it more.
Yeah, I mean, just get better security, right?
Like, who's going to steal the Batmobile?
Maybe a 95-pound girlfriend isn't the security system that you thought she was, and maybe we just need to switch it up a little bit.
Which you notice in that show, there's no mention of her.
No. But
they don't bring her up.
She was the one that called the police.
At all. He looks very lonely all the time, but we know just off camera.
Yeah, he's just like sitting on his couch eating cereal.
Yeah. He didn't pour that himself.
Poor Joe. Yeah, no. He didn't pour that himself. He told his mom, he's like, I don't like doing laundry. She's like, I know.
Yeah. With the Batmobiles, though, to the point of what car, I would also get a Batmobile from the Michael Keaton version of Batman.
Oh, the old school.
Yeah, like I have the Lego, like the 3-foot size Lego that I put together a few years ago.
Yeah.
And that is an awesome car. I actually saw one come up for auction not that long ago. I don't know how much it ended up going for, but it's fully drivable. I mean, I don't know where you drive it to, but pull up to work one day. Hey, you probably can't get over speed bumps in that thing.
I
That's the
mean,
problem.
wouldn't that just be your Publix like grocery getter?
Yeah, yeah. Because that's the other thing. Those things are so. I remember, speaking of Jeremy Clarkson, there was an episode where they were driving supercars. Might have been through Italy, somewhere where they had a lot of. I mean, throughout anywhere in Europe where they had small, narrow alleyways that would have a small incline on them, and they couldn't get the cars down the incline because they were so low at the ground.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
had to have someone come and put like a barrier under it so they wouldn't get themselves wedged in, because it's not like those are useful in any capacity.
No, absolutely.
Going to Monaco and go to the casino, that's really what they're good for.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Monte Carlo has it worked out. Like, they seem to have designated like supercar roads, but everywhere else, not so supercar friendly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think around town here. You see a McLaren every once in a while, which I'm not that excited about. You'll see uh, tons of Corvettes, a couple Ferraris. I really don't see that many Lamborghinis, honestly.
We got a few Rolls Royces rolling around over here. And I feel like, do you want to drive a Rolls Royce? And I mean that quite literally. Like,
Right.
if you have a Rolls Royce, shouldn't you be having someone else drive that for you?
Yeah, that's the whole point of the Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
is that you are not driving it yourself.
Yeah, so it is perfectly Polk County in my mind that someone is driving themselves around in a Rolls Royce.
Right, because I guess if you pull up to the valet in a Rolls Royce, they just instinctively go to the back seat.
Yeah, right. Looking for somebody to get out. And you're like,
hello.
Hey, I'm up here.
Where are they at? Where are they? Oh, you're driving it yourself? Why would you do that?
Right. That makes literally no sense.
Because they have the Rolls Royce SUVs now, also, which is weird to me. Any of those. I understand why you buy a Lamborghini, because it's exotic, like it's an eye turner, it's an icon. You wanted it for a long time, probably. But then, why are you buying a Lamborghini SUV? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, just get the Acura that it's based off of,
right?
Or the whatever
center.
Other else that you want to get, because it makes no sense. Or even the full size, like the Rolls Royce, you just get yourself a nice Cadillac or a Lincoln Town Car. Do they still make those? I don't know if that's even
back
a thing.
in the day, the Lincoln Town Car that had like the air suspension.
Yeah, those were the car of cars back in the day. The Lincoln Town Car.
Yeah, that was every limo around was a Lincoln. I think Trump getting out in Home Alone 2.
Yeah. Do you remember? Then there was a big period where they turned Hummers into limos.
Hummers, Escalades, like
the H2s. That was a big thing. Like the H2.
Well, and in Vegas, it had a hot tub in the back.
Yeah.
So, it seems perfectly practical.
Well, that was the excess of the 90s. Everything was like the fact that the Hummer was a major, like a real car.
Right. The fact that they even
people would die. Like the H2 was a thing. It's so not like if you ever remember Cribs on MTV?
Oh yeah.
You go back and watch an episode of Cribs, they all had an H2.
They were balling.
H2s, Corvettes, Ferraris, like those were and then they'd have like the blacked out Mercedes.
Yeah. Oh, Cribs. What a good show. I remember I'm pretty sure it was Mike Tyson who walked around his house. It was, he built this, it had to have been 30,000 square foot multi-level mansion. And it was the classic example of, we have rooms that we never go into and that we have nothing to do with. Like, this room is the same as that room down there. And what do you use this for? Oh, it's just for seating. Okay, I got
you. Tea room.
Yeah,
where we serve tea.
I mean, I get it. Like, if your life's ambition is to have a bowling alley in your house, got it. That makes sense. If you want to have a nightclub, discotheque kind of thing, you host social gatherings.
Right.
I get it. But then, what do you do with the other 25,000 square feet?
Yeah, it's crazy because on cribs they would have obviously they'd have it decked out and staged like it was the way
Yeah.
it was supposed to be, and obviously these things weren't like that in real life. And also on cribs, they came out later that these weren't even their houses.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Like they would either rent them or their production would just get a house for the day and then
Really?
drop them in there. Yeah, it was like a whole controversy with cribs that people weren't. It wasn't their real houses.
Oh my gosh.
Because like
Well,
somebody, I can't remember who it was. It was I want to say it was a rapper in Georgia, and somebody saw it and they're like, "That's my house. That's not his house. What's going on here?"
um, I know that this was Mike Tyson's house because this house that I'm describing in your mind, you probably like placed it in LA or, some sweet Miami, some sweet spot. It was in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
it sat on the market forever. And it was it was America's version of a European castle. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was so big, and you could actually buy the thing relatively cheap because it was so big and so expensive to keep up that it was a burden to whoever got it.
Yeah, that's the same thing happened to Michael Jordan's house in Chicago. Like they couldn't find a buyer because it was so massive and just had so much going on that you couldn't. And it was all like peak '80s, '90s decor with the like glass blocks everywhere, like walls of glass block. Like who you're looking at, you're buying the house for 18 million or whatever it is, and you got another 10 million to put in it just to get rid of the crap.
Exactly. Yeah, and you might as well blow the thing up.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's what Tom Brady did when he bought his house in Tampa. He just tore down the one that was in there and built his own on the lot.
He doesn't still have that, does he?
No, he's in Miami now, I think.
Right. So, little house flip.
Yeah, I'm sure he did well on it.
I mean, how amazing is that? Whatever house you end up in, you get to sell for more because you lived in it.
Right.
Like that's a good real estate investment strategy.
Really, yeah, he could just buy up houses all over and just say this was my old house. Or that's what cars too. Like they'll do like car collections, like the Leno collection. So if it's from a certain collection, then it has another era of this esteem attached to it. So, because I'll watch those Barrett Jackson or Meekum autos, and they'll be like, "This is from the so and so collection," and then the bids go crazy because they know, they assume it's high quality stuff
because of the lineage of it.
Yeah.
Actually, where we went to over the summer up to Lake Geneva, the owner of, I'm pretty sure it's the Meekum auction. Mm-hmm. He has a house on Lake Geneva, and as you'd expect, he has like a 40-car garage.
Yeah.
And the house itself doesn't look terribly ostentatious from the lake because it's like a barrel mm-hmm. lot, and the house goes back. But it's supposedly amazing with, of course, primo cars decked out.
He had one of his Mercedes, like it was like a 1940 something Mercedes, and it looked like it was straight out of like a noir movie. It had like the big fender wheels and everything. It was this like V12. It looked like it was from like the first Captain America movie, honestly. And I looked it up. It was like a $4 million car. It was like one of one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was like the prettiest car you've ever seen.
I'm sure it was.
Blackest black. Like it was just so clean. It was amazing. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But they don't drive it. Like you can't drive that thing anywhere.
My dad bought.
It's literally like a piece of art.
My dad bought the Indy Pace car, Corvette Indy Pace car, and it was like 75, and it had the paperwork and whatever, and it was in the garage. And he's like, "Isn't this awesome?" I'm like, "Yeah, it looks pretty cool, Dad. Can we drive it?" He goes, "No, can't drive it."
Are you crazy?
Like, so we just rub it with a diaper, or what's the plan?
So, yeah, all those sweet cars, people don't. Now, in Auburndale, which is near us, they have a track. You can take your car out there. That's what you need to do. Like, if you have a car that can do it,
you got to drive it.
Do it. Use it.
Absolutely.
I was telling my wife the other day, if I could do one thing, I would really enjoy going to like a driving school, like a professional driving school, really know how to drive sports cars, because I think that'd be super fun. Because Gran Turismo on the PlayStation is fun, but it's probably a little more thrilling to do in person.
I'm sure there's a subtle difference. Well, Christmas is right around the corner, as is our next episode next week, where I think we're going to have a special guest.
Oh, I'm excited. It's so special, I don't even know about it. So
That's exactly right. So It is going to be, look, everyone's going to find out all together coming at us live. So, any thoughts before we check out this week?
Um, no, I think everyone in our age demographic goes through kind of the midlife crisis mode,
Yep.
and that's kind of what we're living out today in our car conversation. If you're not there yet, you will. It's like things suddenly look more interesting the more flashy they are.
It's all coming back around. All right.
Yep.
Be good.